Greetings from Huntington, along with Jake Griffith and our great crew. I'm Mark Martin, delighted to have you with us. Jake Griffith, outstanding day for college football on the first Saturday in November.
Well, it's such an unseasonably warm day for November, 74 degrees, but it's beautiful, and the month of November has been kind to Marshall, 16-3 under Doc Holliday.
Well, Jake Griffith, Thundering Herd, ready to rock and roll here with a lot of weapons offensively.
Well, we'll get to see this Marshall offense first, and I'm sure these fans will be excited for that. So explosive. And what's most impressive, Mark, is they're doing it with a redshirt freshman quarterback under center.
Good players on special teams, and two of his best back there, Knox and Evans, deep for the Thundering Herd.
Well, Doc said it in his media availability this week. He's going to play his best teams or best players on special teams. If you come to Marshall and you don't think you're going to play special teams, you're not going to see the field.
Cameron Carson puts his foot into it, and we are underway here on a beautiful day for college football in Huntington. Drills that one pretty good. Grant Wells, the starting quarterback. Out of nearby Charleston, West Virginia. Over 1,000 yards already this season. Going to flip it out to Xavier Gaines, and Gaines with a big gain out to the 40-yard line or so.
But they've been excellent at that this year.
Gaines' 13th catch of the season, first down. And Wells flicks it to the former QB again. Good yardage near midfield. Knox with 4 consecutive 100-yard games, and he'll get the call again, and he's got plenty of room. And when he wants to, he can turn on the jets, and Knox will score.
I mean, the vision of Brendan Knox, he found that hole. It looked like it was going to be a short gain, blew it wide open. And what's most impressive about Knox is he's low to the ground, so he's a bigger guy, you know, kind of stocky in that sense, but he has such great speed as well.
Marshall has struck first.
Well, coming into this game, Mark, 122 points scored on the season, 5th most through 5. That was probably the one thing that the Minutemen had success against Georgia Southern in their last game, was when the pocket collapsed, the quarterback has enough athleticism to get out.
Koch handing it to Jared Cole, and Cole, not much chance of getting anything there yet. Marshall goes on offense for the second time in this game. Had a drive starting at the 20, and Wells guns it across the middle, and Artie Henry gathers in that strike from Grant Wells and takes it into UMass territory. That tight end room has a lot of talent for Marshall. Wells unleashes over on the far side. Catch is made, and it's going to be a first down grab. Corey Gamage
with your receiver well covered.
2nd and 15 from the 24. Wells with the pocket collapsing will take off. And Grant Wells has the first down as he motors to the 42-yard line.
That's a good read there by Wells. We just talk about don't force it downfield. You have a 3rd and long that coming up that you don't want to get off the field on, and Wells finds the space, keeps his eyes downfield, pocket collapses, and great awareness. He senses that pressure coming from the blind side and breaks out.
18-yard pickup for the QB, and now back to Knox, and Knox weaves his way through traffic, and another first down for Marshall.
The one thing Tim Cramsey said after the win against FAU was that it felt like sort of start and stop. Marshall couldn't settle into that attack where they want to gash you for big yards on the ground. We saw it in that second Marshall drive earlier.
Out of Washington, D.C., a guy that Coach Bell said going to get a lot more reps in this game. Wells had pressure and flicks it to Gaines, and Gaines wanting to go airborne there will be knocked out of bounds. Ray Powell helping to get Gaines stopped.
Well, you know, we talk about Gaines' athleticism, and it doesn't get the doesn't get it there. Knees a guy in the head.
No question, though, about his talent. If Notre Dame wants you in their program, Wells will fake it to Knox. And Wells tripped up there and will go down around the 14-yard line. Josh Wallace again making the stop. Wallace in his 10th consecutive start here today.
Wallace, that's a great tackle there. If Wells could have just broke that, he might have been able to move the sticks. Wallace had other thoughts. We see it again here.
And again, Wells just such a weapon running the football. And speaking of weapons, Knox will find the end zone for the second time here in this opening quarter.
Well, we said it in the pregame, Mark, a healthy dose of Brendan Knox, and that is just what the doc ordered. Again, Knox right up the middle, and I mean, what's left to say about Brendan Knox that hasn't already been said? An 11-play, 82-yard drive punctuated by Brendan Knox once again. I mean,
third down one. Merriweather gets the call. Merriweather loses the football, and I believe it's right in Beckett's hands, and now it's loose again. And I believe UMass will hang on to the football. Max Longman, right guard, recovered it there for UMass. Boy, it was right in Beckett's hands.
Well, I mean, that egg-shaped football sometimes, it takes some weird bounces when it gets on the ground. You see it just squirts out right there. Well, not where you want to start if you're UMass, obviously. And
especially against that defense.
Exactly. We saw it just on the last drive for the Minutemen. Quick 3-and-out, pin deep, and it gave Marshall good field position.
Koch still in at quarterback and dancing around in the end zone, and then lets it fly. Just a very heady football player. Loves the game. Gets it to Artie Henry, and Henry not going to go down easily. Henry will go to the 38-yard line.
Here in the second half.
Marshall 1 for 3. Third down situations today. Wells. And gets it into the hands of Johnson, who is driven out of bounds right at the 30-yard line. There's a tough mentality to this football program. Very successful. Knox gets the call, makes a move. First down as he takes it to the 25-yard line.
Push off the line of scrimmage right off the snap on both sides, defensively and offensively.
Knox getting away from the first would-be tackler and then driven out of bounds on the far side of the field. And Cody Jones comes up and second down 5. Football at the 19. Wells fakes it to Knox, and here's Gamage making the grab, and Gamage will find the end zone.
Well, maybe that's the pick-me-up that this passing game needed right there, because Grant Wells able to connect with Corey Gamage. As we mentioned, they've just been out of sync, but now maybe finding their rhythm a little bit. We'll see if they can build off that momentum in the next drive. But a great job here by this Marshall offense.
Another look here, Jake. Back inside, making that catch, and then Shirky hammers the kickoff following the Marshall touchdown. UMass going to bring it out, and that's O.C. Johnson, and number 10 taken down right around the 10.
Doc Holliday about it, very, very high on bow playing.
All right, they'll start at the 9. Koch
nice move.
In trouble, and Koch going to be met by Beckett. Second down 10. Second time today UMass has started from the 9, and that one, speaking of Beckett, he's about had his second touchdown of the season on an interception.
Well, I know Chris Collinsworth likes to make the joke that some of the reason why these guys play on defense and not wide receivers, they can't catch the ball, but I'm sure Beckett would love to have that. Well, we see the replay here. So close to snagging this one.
Koch had a little bit behind that pass, too. He's a very good center. Snapping him the ball, Dalton Tomlinson. He's on the Remington Trophy watch list, and now this goes nowhere.
Marshall was ready for that.
It's going to be a 43-yard attempt. Lefevre is the holder. Appio is the snapper, and Chuchi delivers from 43 yards away, and Marshall goes up 24-7. Devastating news when they got word there in August. So fake the pitch, and Koch will pay a hefty price there. Darius Hodge, the defensive end, extremely gifted young man.
When he runs the ball, they have so much offensive success.
He's 8 of 12, and Merriweather all tangled up, and Neal will make the stop to quarterback Grant Wells. Knox just carving his way for what he can get. Ball at the 43. Grant Wells rifles across the middle, and Miller has the catch, and then Miller barrels over top of Teray Powell. Young man out of New Jersey. Wells throws. Henry will take it to the 11-yard line. 21-yard play there from Wells to Henry.
Well, that just shows the athleticism of these receivers. You see Henry hauls this one in and then slashes across the field for some yak. But if you're UMass, you have to be better on the back end. I mean, that was too much space, too much time.
Handoff to Sheldon Evans, and Evans breaking tackles to score it for the Thundering Herd.
Just high stepped right out of those arm tackles. Just like Knox. Evans, low to the ground, low center of gravity. We see it right here. Shakes out a one-arm tackle, two, a third, and high steps right into the end zone. Good highlights from that first half to show you. Marshall, I mean, we expected this from Marshall. I'm sure probably a lot of people expected the deficit to be larger in favor of the Thundering Herd. But, you know, you always want to get it outside to Xavier Gaines. That's a good option, good security blanket for the quarterback. And then Brendan Knox, of course. 109 yards, 2 touchdowns, 9.9 yards per carry. And then a little trickeration here for UMass. That really opened it up for the Minutemen, allowed them to get on the board later in the drive, and then nice little dump out in the flat, good touchdown there. I've been really impressed with how Will Koch has played. 9 for 13, 75 yards, 1 touchdown. That stat line didn't jump off the table at you, but for his first start of the year, especially dealing with the things they've dealt with, I mean, that's fantastic. And again, Xavier Gaines getting up, getting down, and Brendan Knox punching another one home, capitalizing another Marshall drive.
Yeah, Knox just putting it into the end zone again. And they talk about Koch, a clean game, no turnovers, and thought there might be one there for UMass and a fumble, but they got it back and then had to punt. And Wells delivers to Johnson.
You talk about those turnovers, Mark. They haven't had any turnovers. Neither team has. That's something we'll have to keep an eye on here in this second half.
Well, Marshall utilizing its weapons in a variety of ways, including Corey Gamage. Thundering Herd by 21. We get ready for the second half when we return to Huntington.
Well, you know, you have to find ways to make plays and put whoever you can to make those plays.
Yeah, get your best football players out there. Merriweather will take the first handoff, and not much. A beautiful day for football here. 3rd down and 3, and Koch rolls, looks downfield, launches, and 2 Marshall defenders there, Neal and Johnson, Nazi Johnson, as they were double teaming OC Johnson.
Well, that's a bad read there from Koch, and I haven't really had much bad to say about him today.
Doc Holliday checks out the action from the sideline. It was a 3-yard loss there on that dump off to Gaines.
Oh, Wells beautiful pocket.
Has Knox, and Knox will go forward into UMass territory.
Now you could have 3rd and short instead of 3rd and medium.
7-yard pickup, 3rd down, 6. Wells, what a grab made there by Henry.
Oh, strong hands, too, to hold on to it. And it looks like already Henry might.
Slow getting up. His helmet comes off. They'll mark him at the 38-yard line. At the 33-yard line, forgive me. And this little pickup there by Artie Henry for first down yardage.
Yeah, vice grips for hands, too. I mean, that he was going at it there.
That was our score at halftime as this 3rd quarter clock continues to wind as we go under 7 minutes. Gaines sliding. Gaines catching. Gaines scoring. Wells and Gaines on a 13-yard scoring play.
Well, again, we see the athleticism of Xavier Gaines. The cornerback took a great angle on it to be able to go after Gaines here, but boom, turns the Jets on. All he can do is just put a hand on him and watch him strut.
Big play there for the Minutemen. Fresh set of downs. Koch fakes it to Roberson. Ball is loose and is picked up by Hodge. Hodge regains his composure. He'll be knocked to the ground by Johnson, but Hodge takes it to the 15-yard line. I believe it might have been Edwards. Let's see. If Jamari Edwards knocked the ball loose, Hodge scoops it up.
1 touch or 100 touches. I mean, he just wants to see Marshall win, and that's why the Herd have been so successful this year. They have a bunch of guys that have bought in.
Wells unleashes wide open and a great catch by Gaines.
Look, Ma, one hand. Xavier Gaines in the back of the end zone. That's beautiful right there. I mean, I can't say enough about the day Xavier Gaines has had and the player he is. I mean, let's see it again right here. Wells, beautiful job, goes through his progressions. That's a fantastic ball right there. And Xavier Gaines, I mean.
That's to Gaines, number 16, Marshall. Sweet 16 catch.
Like a scissor route there almost for him. I mean, nice job dishing it off to Gaines.
The Marshall staff and UMass agreeing to come here, and it worked out nice because otherwise that law that Marshall dealt with earlier in the season, certainly one that under 3 minutes to go here in the third. Koch, the pitch, and tough sledding there for Jared Cole.
That gives Marshall an extra couple seconds to readjust their defense and plug guys in as needed.
Koch is going to be taken down. Had no idea what was behind him, and Sam Burford, just one of many guys along that defensive front that comes in, and 17, football at the 28. Koch.
Oh, he's going to go down again.
And it's Burton again with help from Neal. And that will do it on that offensive series for UMass. They'll have to punt it away.
Well, what did the Beatles say? I get by with a little help from my friends, right? And that's what Burton got on this one. Koch, that's not necessarily on him, right? Sometimes, a little hand check results in a defensive PI. So I understand the frustration of cornerbacks.
All right, Knowledge McDaniel gets the call, and he's a strong kid. And Knowledge McDaniel going to go from the 46-yard line. Here they mark that at about the 33-yard line, so a 13-yard pickup. And just buried their heads and said, we're going to think football and think positively, and here they are playing game 6. McDaniel again looking to bounce it to the outside, gets the first down and bounces off some defenders, goes out of bounds.
We've talked all afternoon about the struggles they've had because of the COVID shutdown and things of that nature.
Hand off to McDaniel, burst of speed, and McDaniel will make it into the end zone from 14 yards out.
Well, hey, not only is Knowledge power, but Knowledge is quick as well. He scampered right in for pay dirt. Again, starts up front. Good push by the offensive line. McDaniel able to find the hole. Good play calling as well. It's been sound all around. And again, now 5 of Marshall's 7 touchdown drives have been 3 minutes.
New quarterback in the game for UMass, so with the running backs. All right, Lawrence Papillon is in the game, number 4 running back, and Luke Zaban played his high school ball right here in Huntington. He's got the football just like the old Huntington High days. They wore green, and how about Zaban taking him from the 50 down to the 29-yard line.
Well, Zaban, he's a legacy footballer here at Marshall. His father was out there throwing to Randy Moss against Western Michigan way back in the day. I mean, that's got to be so cool to be able to put the same uniform on.
Zaban, scout team player, of the year multiple times. Fakes it to Papillon, keeps it, and Zaban scoots out of bounds at the 15-yard line. So a 10-yard pickup for Zaban. And last year, speaking of that Liberty team, he had 73 yards against the Flames.
Well, hey, I mean, Liberty's been a program that they've been good for a couple of years. They've been on the up and up as down goes DeZuro.
Yeah. Zaban keeps again, and Zaban motors forward to the 44-yard line. And tell you what, he got jarred there, but keeps on ticking.
Yeah, he's a tough guy, just like his dad. Boom.
Good hard hit. Well, that name Ali, Jake, may not have much choice sometimes, but you know, just again a kid that getting his chance here, and a burst there as he runs it to the 43-yard line. Those who lived it and have been around here for many, many years and went to school here, it's always emotional, and 50 years, it's just hard to believe. I was a young kid, and remember it like it was yesterday. Doc Holliday and his crew, well, 51-10 victory here. See Greg Atkins, his great offensive line coach. Greg, great player here at Marshall. Well, business accomplished. Always a business-like affair. That's the way this coaching staff for Marshall and for UMass, they approach it. And today, the Thundering Herd, the successful teams.